telescope is an extension of its owner that allows us to peer into the universe to see nature on the grandest scale, with wonders that boggle the imagination.
Okay, this is a Galaxy log for August of 2023, and it's subtitled Hidden Gem. And I'm going to go to that hidden gem right away. It's NGC 6824 in Cygnus. Here from Stellarium Web is where the galaxy is located in Cygnus. Wasn't too bad of a star hop. Here's a closer up view of where 6824 is located, and as you can see, being in Cygnus is very, very rich in stars. So there's a lot of field stars. And here's my near view image. The date is 8/18/2023. The particulars: magnitude 12.2, fairly high surface brightness. That's small. Here's its type and its distance, so it's pretty well out there. For the near view image, the scope is the 12-inch f4 diode. Eyepiece is a 3.5 millimeter because it is a small galaxy, and it does have a high surface brightness at 343 magnification. And sky conditions this night were excellent. This is one of the more transparent nights I've seen in a long time, in many, many months. And also the seeing was real good too. So here's my near view image, and this galaxy actually surprised me. How well it stood out in a beautiful field of view of many stars, being in the constellation Cygnus. Galaxy itself had a little bit of a oblong shape to it, or elongated shape to it, going northeast to southwest. Had a fairly bright core area that stood out really well. And that was very apparent, and a faint little stellar nucleus with it. So the galaxy was actually, to me, even though it's 12.2 magnitude, it just seemed much brighter than that. It was a good part of the sky for me. It was, just about overhead when I viewed this galaxy. But yeah, it was. I think with all the field stars, it really looked nice. But what else was very attractive was just north of it, this double star here, with the primary being very much in this eyepiece, I guess, to me, in my eyes, very much of an orangish color. It stood out as being, an orange color, and the other star, the secondary star there, had a slight bluish tinge to it, a very, very pale blue, bluish white, I guess you can call it, but it was very pale, and the contrast was real nice. But the primary stars definitely stood out as being an orange to me, and it looked really nice. And that, with the galaxy, makes for, and the rest of the field of field stars and so on, made for a really attractive view. And so to me, this is a hidden gem, and it's a great galaxy to go for. Seen probably, no doubt, in smaller telescopes, with its, be 12.2 magnitude is not too bad, but it's high surface brightness. It is small, so a little bit higher magnification to see it well. But yeah, this was the best view of this night. I really enjoyed this view. Next is NGC 7056 in Pegasus. Kind of like we're kind of like getting from the and of course end of summer, being August, and then the beginning of the fall constellations coming in. Pegasus, of course, is a large constellation, so it really kind of fits in between that late summer to early fall. Here's where the galaxy is located. A bit far away. It's kind of like on on the edge of the constellation. It's not too hard to find though. Here's where the galaxy is located. It wasn't too bad of a star hop. And here's my near view image. Definitely a fainter galaxy than 6824 at nearly 13th magnitude. The surface brightness isn't too bad. It's small. Here again, it's small, almost round. There's its type and its distance. So it's really out there. With the 12-inch, this time I used a 6mm eyepiece, which is 200 magnification. And because the sky conditions were really good, the galaxy actually stood out pretty well, even though it's nearly 13th magnitude. So it definitely, very round, as you can see in the survey image here. It's a very roundish galaxy, face on. Took a bit to get really, something out of it, other than its round shape, because you start seeing the brighter core. It was a little bit of a central bulge there like that, and then this faint stellar nucleus started popping out. It took a little bit, but then you could see this very faint stellar nucleus. And it looked slightly offset a little bit, but maybe, I don't know if that was just a trick in my eyes or whatever, but yeah, it's an interesting little galaxy, and it lies in a fairly nice field of field stars. Kind of makes a triangle with these two brighter stars here. But yeah, it was not a bad view at all, and it would probably take a little bit larger telescope to see it. Now, if you're in a really dark location, an 8-inch telescope should have no problem seeing it, or an 8-inch Newtonian or Doppler, or even maybe a 6-inch refractor. That had a good quality 6-inch refractor, probably could see it. But to see really, you get a good view of it, though, you're going to need a bit larger telescope. But yeah, it's a nice little galaxy, a nice little face-on galaxy that I'll come back to with the bigger scope, hopefully in the next month or two. For the last view of the night, I decided on using the 4-inch refractor and a 9mm ultra-wide eyepiece on the Galaxy NGC 7331, a favorite of the autumn sky. Also, the recording is from that night at the eyepiece. You'll hear the sounds of the night in the background while observing nature on its grandest scale.
All right. We have NGC 7331 in Pegasus, using the 9mm Optimus eyepiece with the Astrotech 4-inch f7 ED refractor. This is quite a view for a smaller telescope. Beautiful field of view, lots of stars. The galaxy, very bright center, a bit of a stellar nucleus, and definitely is elongated. It's really a nice view. None of the background galaxies can be seen. They're dimmer than 13th magnitude. Certainly not from this dark site. Even though it is a good night, it's a decent dark site. But yeah, this is still of the primary galaxy here as 7331. This is a beautiful view. It stands out very well. You can definitely see some of the fainter stars that where some of these galaxies are, these background galaxies, like 7335, which would be maybe from something like Spruce Knob, or very dark skies with higher magnification. You might get a glimpse of it with this telescope, but it does show the power of the 4-inch refractor. The line Waters got used in favored is 4-inch clock refractor, even for looking at galaxies. This is a very pretty view. I like it.
Okay, this is a summary of this month's Galaxy Log. First, let's talk about the dark site. Originally, this was not the site I was heading to. I was actually going to our darkest local site, which is about an hour or so northwest of where I live, and got up there, got up on top of the mountain, got out of the van, and noticed it was cloudy. It's like, what's going on here? It was supposed to be clear. So I do get some cell service up there, enough to make a phone call, but not enough to get on the internet to check satellite image. And so I called my wife, and she checked the satellite image and said, yeah, there's like a little system north of you, and it's kind of spiraling. And I asked her, I said, well, does it look like it's going to clear up soon? And she says, maybe in an hour or two. I don't know. I don't want to waste time. I want to get a night in, I don't want to wait up here and then not be clear. So I decided to head back home, or back that way, and headed to this other dark site, which is about a 30-minute drive north of me. It's a good dark site. It's got good elevation for the area. It's rated as a Bortle 4 site. This night, though, it was really good at transparency. Excellent. It was one of the best nights I've seen in a long time, transparent-wise. The scene was actually pretty good, too. So it was a good combination to get some really good views. The telescopes, the 4-inch refractor is an Astrotech 4-inch f7 ED refractor, a really nice scope, a nice compact system, really good optically, really nice focuser. It's really a joy to use. And I have it on the Explore Scientific Twilight 1 mount, and the combination is perfect. Really is a nice combo. And then the bigger scope was the Orion Optics 12-inch f4 Dob, which I've mentioned before is one of my all-time favorite scopes. It has nice aperture, 12 inches, but optically it's really good. Really good high contrast, crisp images, and it really delivered some really fine views this night. As far as eyepieces, for NGC 6824 is the APM 3.5mm XWI. These are really nice eyepieces, a really fine line of these ultra-wide eyepieces. So if you're looking for these 100-degree eyepieces without breaking the bank, this is a good line to get. I really enjoy these eyepieces. For NGC 7056, there's a Teleview 6mm Delos, another favorite eyepiece. I think this is one of the best eyepieces you can put in your telescope. Really fine eyepiece. And then for that nice big field view of NGC 7331 with the 4-inch refractor was a Stellar View 9mm Optimus. Another fine line of 100-degree plus eyepieces. This was really a great combination between this telescope and this eyepiece. In fact, I was viewing some other objects that night with this combo of the 4-inch refractor and this eyepiece, and just really spectacular views. But yeah, that last view of the night with this eyepiece and NGC 7331 in the 4-inch refractor definitely was a great ending. So that's it for this month's Galaxy Log. Clear dark skies and happy galaxy observing.